Okay. Hey everybody, we are back. We're here with Timelink and Taprus, who are going to be showing off their amazing Mega Man skills with Make a Good Mega Man Level 2. So why don't you guys go ahead and introduce yourselves?
Sure, I'll start, because I was here in 2018 already. You may recognize both me in this game, because there was a three-way race with me and two other people, but that was any percent skip teleporters. This time around will be different. We'll not use these skip teleporters, which means a lot less short elements, a lot more longer elements, and a lot more levels in general. So I hope you look forward to that.
And a lot more train wreck potentially.
Potentially.
Everybody loves a good train wreck.
Pyro, did you want to introduce yourself
Happy
first?
birthday, Timelink.
You just had to, didn't you?
Hello.
Happy birthday, man.
Hello, it's me. I wasn't here in 2018, but now I'm here. I set 4 alarms to make sure that I didn't oversleep.
I set 3 alarms, so that works as well.
I'm glad
I
you
am
guys are prepared.
Snoruntpyro, the famous, very pretty, and amazing and charismatic director of this game. Director.
All right.
God.
Okay. So you guys ready to get started then? Or
Oh,
are you-
and I am Taprus. I run a few different categories with Mag Mammal 2. I do 80% skips, and I also do, see what else there, all elements as well, but for this no skips, I have currently the world record by about half a minute. Timelink and I have been kind of pushing at it the last few weeks, so
Yep.
get to
And
look
he got
forward
it
to
back
that.
just yesterday.
Yeah, I did, after about a whole cursed week.
Let's hope today won't
Wow.
be cursed.
Yeah, it
I'm
sounds like
sending
we're
you
in for
your
an exciting
energies.
Oh, I'll talk about the curse of this morning later.
Okay.
Later,
Sure.
later.
Okay, we are going to get started here. Wish you guys both the best of luck. This looks like it's going to be a very entertaining run. I'll count you guys down. You are good to start in 3, 2, 1, go.
Alright, good luck.
It'll be a very entertaining run because the game's just gonna explode.
This is what we did right there. We hit the 2 key so that we don't listen to Dr. Light spending 10 years to talk about the festivities and potentially some bad news that could happen.
I'm joking, by the way. I forgot that you kill yourselves as soon as the run starts.
But you fixed the crash that happened when doing that in a previous version, so we could do that.
Yeah, but that was like a million years ago.
This is a 2017 release.
Yeah, a million
I'm
years
really
ago.
shocked.
You heard me.
Oh well, we start the run in tier 10 because, well, for 2 reasons, but one is significantly more major. There's a very long cutscene that happens at 65 elements, which is when we unlock the Wily Star 2, the Wily stages of the game, and this cutscene can only be skipped if you have entered a tier with a regular teleporter as the entrance, and the only 2 that we can use for that are tiers 1 and 6. So, we start with 10 and end on 1, so we can take a nice lap around the festival hub here.
And the way
I forgot to lock the controls.
And the way the hub is laid out, not everything is in order. So tier 6, even though, well, it is in the middle of the whole route. So going there for the cutscene skip isn't gonna exactly work all that well.
By the way, this is a contest, and tier 10 is where the highest rank levels are. So we're going backwards, baby.
Yep.
Yeah,
and
1 foot.
speaking of, oh, I'm sorry, what were you gonna say?
No, you go first.
So Kamuso Temple is, I think, the only tier 10 level where it's using dev kit assets.
Yeah.
Yeah, largely.
This is
We-
Kamuso, man. He was in the dev kit. He's from Rockman and Forte, Challenger from the future. The most
Or the
famous
Wonder
Wonder
Swan.
Swan game.
Alright, at the very start of stage nobody asked for here. Oh, wait a sec, that's the next one! Cyberman. We use Flash Docker a lot throughout this stage because they're currently pink on my screen, but these warp blocks here, they don't activate so long as you have Flash Stopper active, and if they do, they'll teleport you back a bit. We don't want that. Outside of the mid-boss, which... getting hit by the mid-boss and then going left is a secret for a Noble Nickel, one of the game's collectibles. But it also puts us right at the boss, which is very convenient. And here I'm gonna be utilizing a strat you'll be seeing a bunch of times throughout the run. Typically, health boss and weapon boss in Mega Man are 28
nice
units.
Pattern, dude.
Are 28 units, except of course if you're playing Nazumi Man. In which case it's 26, but most bosses in this game, or a lot at least, take 3 damage from their weakness, and that would mean 10 hits with the weakness to kill them. But if we start the fight with a blade from afar and then go exclusively weakness, that's 1 plus 27, which is only 9 hits.
The other thing that should be noted about that boss is that you will lose time if he decides to do the spin to win move, which you saw pretty much immediately for me.
Yep.
And you get to deal with it later too. Wow, spoilers.
Right, so yeah, I'm
indeed.
picking up the safety E-Tank here. There's a good chance I'll be so low on health in a boss corridor in an upcoming stage. I'll have to either stealth destruct or use that E-Tank, and it's nicer to look at to just use an E-Tank instead of killing yourself, obviously. For this huge climb here...
Uh-oh.
Oh yeah, Zips. Let's talk about that in a bit. We're supposed to use Yoku blocks for this huge climb here, but we can carry Wheel Cutter's momentum into
not
Super
good.
Arrow pretty well. Which is like the main weapon of the run, because it's fast.
Well, that was a disaster.
Oh no, what happened?
Just really kind of messed up the ascension of that stage.
Oh well, it
Die.
happens.
Oh, phew. Okay, I did not
Yeah, if
die.
you die here, you'll go to the checkpoint. You're supposed to take a forced death as a funny gag here. But there's a secret exit if you don't die, and if you die, you don't get to see the secret. What are you doing, Timelink? Oh,
Zipping.
right.
Would you mind explaining how
So-
zips work?
Okay, so in this game, if you jump, you move up 1 pixel to prevent a bug. That doesn't check for if there's a ceiling above you. So, pretty much everything you can abuse this with.
Alright. We use that a lot. In that particular case, it's actually impossible to see the collision. It's supposed to be a funny gag room, ending in a kill room, but we can abuse it to set up a zip nicely because, from ground level height, you, in 3-tile high spaces, you can set up zips to be completely consistent. And
yeah,
then we...
Super is perfect for 3 tiles zips unless you use a costume to change the shoot height, and also carry works, but you're not going to see carry.
Yeah, and we zipped ourselves in the boss corridor of that room in such a way that just jumping would put us on the right side of the boss corridor, boss door, which is normally locked. Now, I believe you're seeing the first route divergence here. I'll be doing Hauntman in tier 10, whereas Taprus will be going to Upsilon 6 in tier 9. And...
Okay, should I talk about Upsilon while I can?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so Upsilon, I'm pretty sure people saw in skips last year, or in 2018, but this was one that had skip teleporters. This time we go here, but for 2 elements, because we might have only went here for like 1 of them, but Board found some very interesting tech in this level. For one, you can zip through those key doors because they're, what is it, 4-tile? I think it was?
It's 3 tiles.
3-tile. So you can zip through those, but you have to be careful with the first one because if you're too close to the wall, you will die. And the rest you can go as close to the wall as possible. And now here we go into this alternate area, and what we do is we quick kill the boss because it's apparently hiding below
Oh, that's what you were doing.
the ceiling.
I was wondering, slash clawing in the corner for no reason.
Yeah, it's random if it'll trigger. If you're lucky, you will get it on the first try. It doesn't happen often. If you're unlucky, it'll take as many as 4 or 5 tries. And
Yeah.
what you do then is you get to the boss corridor and the energy element will be bouncing. once you collect it, if you hit the suicide key, then you will warp back to the checkpoint, and then we defeat this boss normally, we'll get the other element. But if you die too early, you have to redo the stage because that element won't be there.
Yeah, it's because the collision is not properly disabled on bosses that are off screen, and if you kill bosses that are off screen, their settings are not properly set, so it doesn't set that that's supposed to be the third element.
Yeah, we do
Or,
this.
well, yeah.
Go on.
That's not actually exactly what happens, but with Captain Viridian specifically, but it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, we abuse this exact same thing another time in the run in Tier 2, and we sort of abuse it again in the second Wily stage to get the element early. You're seeing me go through Truffle Man at the moment. This is another level that Taprus doesn't take. He's gonna be taking additional levels in Tier 7, I believe.
Which stages do you do in Tier 8? I can't remember.
Force, Bond, Aurora, and Jet.
Okay,
Just
so
4.
you do the same.
People who watched last
yeah,
night
I
are gonna
do.
find this tier boss very familiar.
Yep.
Oh yeah, that's
And
right.
with 26 health to boot.
Yep. Every tier has a boss that is made by the developers, and since you can kill them in like 8 seconds, they're free elements for a speedrun.
Yeah.
So you
Not
will see all the
quite.
tier bosses.
The only exception obviously being Tier 10 as to not take away from the spotlight of the winner.
Well, yeah, that's why that tier
Which,
doesn't
the winning
have-
entry could be considered showing off if it wasn't 6 minutes long.
Yeah. Well, it also depends on how long it takes to load.
Well,
For
just
you,
give
it
yeah,
probably takes a long
that too.
time. For me, it takes a few seconds.
I don't even know why it lags. It makes me cry every single time that slow fade-in happens, because that's not supposed to happen.
You'll also
And
see
it happens
me.
in Joe Man, too.
You'll also see me going through much slower screen transitions than Taprus in Upsilon 6, just because of how big the level is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this level, I think it's Chillbox that caused it to lag, because I think it happens just in Ice level, too.
Yeah, slightly.
But I can attest to how slow it really runs because when I first played this game, I had a non-gaming PC and it would take probably like 10 seconds or more to load.
You want to talk bad loading times, then we can talk about my old computer compiling this game, where it took 6 hours.
Just clean your fans, work for command mission.
Thanks.
So real
Console
quick,
is
while
bad.
he's doing, I'm not sure, where are you again?
Upsilon 6 at the moment.
Okay, I'm near the end of Donut Observation Center, and if you have PTSD from Mega Man X6, you might want to turn away. It might be too late now.
I faced my fears.
Yeah, so do I.
You made me
So
fall
this
asleep
boss
too.
pretty much, oh, no. Oh, that's not good. Can I... Let's see. Oh, that's really bad.
Oh no.
Yeah,
I get to catch up with a stream delay and see the disasters happen after you've already said they happen.
Oh, well.
I'm not
Yeah,
watching at all.
didn't switch to the right weapon. I was supposed to switch to Flash Stopper, but for some reason I went past it into Blade, so that's okay. So, Misty Lake is a stage that you'll be seeing a lot of arrow use, a lot of tricky arrow use, because if you can put it at the top of the screen, you'll skip a good majority of... Thanks for the large energy there.
I love inopportune drops, especially because this game doesn't have fast refill. Like
Yeah.
literally every other game
like-
has.
Since I got this drop, I don't have to get the secret watermelon. So
Oh,
unfortunately,
no.
you won't.
What a
Maybe-
tragedy.
I think
Maybe
I'm gonna
Link
get
will
it
show it off.
regardless.
Yeah, so that actually kind of worked out for me, even though I've just kind of skipped it, sort of.
People asking in chat where you can get this. If you go on the Fangame Marathon schedule and click on Manual 2, you'll go to the website where you can download this game and many other cool, fun games, including Episode 0. Play now, because it just came out 2 weeks ago.
Yep. Gonna plug it
Yeah,
a
so,
couple
And
of
it
times.
will
throughout
be
the
in
run.
Fangame Marathon 2021. This is a threat.
We'll see, we'll see.
So the stage kind of lied and said that we were going to fight Chillman, but we actually fight Cherno, and Cherno can do some a lot of moving around and shooting in the way you don't want her to. And she's also one of the first number of bosses that is weak to wire. We never really mentioned about the weapons in this game. I believe the community of Sprites Inc. votes on, or just the
Just
public
people in general.
Yeah, that's what I should have said. They vote on 8 weapons. It's like you vote for a shield weapon, you vote for utility, and a few other categories.
Yep.
And we have... Sorry.
Well, I was just going to say, yeah, that's exactly how it works. And Magmal 2, the voters did a very good job because this weapon set in this game is something.
It's incredibly good.
It's
got so
really
many-
amazing.
So many good mobility options that make the speedrun really fun.
There are
Even-
literally like 6 different mobility weapons. It's stupid. And then you can get more later.
Yeah.
Yes.
We're only showing the very surface of how broken this game is with this run.
This game barely lives, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Imagine if there was the one element run, then it would just implode the stream. I don't know.
Yeah, Horseman, you get to see more super arrows. It's my greatest shame. I wasn't the one who put the line in though, so I'm not the one responsible for zips.
So Force Man, as you can see, it's a stage with a bunch of force beams that you can see from Quickman, Mega Man 2, but incorporating also a pretty intense boss, which pretty difficult because you have to use his weakness, Slash Claw. And what I did there is you could either hit the 2 key and suicide to regain all your health, or just use a E-tank you pick up at some point. Ow, didn't get it. So as we're going up tier 8, we head to Aurora Man. It's a pretty spectacle is what I'm trying to say.
A pretty
And-
stage.
Yes. It's also really dangerous with some of the strats here. Let's see if I can get... Okay.
By the way,
I
yes,
want-
this level was made before Steam Tam, so you're not allowed to make that joke legally.
No fun allowed. Alright, so you're seeing me. I got a mysterious note just now on that teleporter. That's because I collected 10 energy elements already, whereas Taprus, I believe Aurora will be his 10th, or 4th?
Yeah, I'm like
not sure,
halfway
but,
through.
The game stops you and makes you go to the chateau for epic plot.
Yep.
However, the cutscene only triggers when you're outside of a tier. It won't trigger for me until I finish with Bondman.
Yeah, because Taprus is still in tier 8, and because... Well, I was technically in tier 9, but it's part of the hub world, so I got the cutscene already. And something
Yeah.
interesting here, I'm going to be self-destructing again, and as I spawn in, I briefly open and close the leaderboards, and this allows me to, move while still spawning in, which optimally can save like a second.
If you don't get clipped backwards.
Yeah, but it's fun to
That's
show
not
off
supposed to
anyway.
happen. The leaderboards can break the game.
Everything in this game breaks it.
This is
Now-
true.
Now, I will mention that because our paths diverge, my visit to the chateau is going to be a tiny bit different because I won't be hitting the suicide key. I'll be exiting the chateau through the exit option in the menu. And what it'll do is it'll put me outside of tier 8, and then I can just go right to tier 7 nearby.
That's the beauty of routing.
So this is Bondman. I believe the creator made, what was it, Dr. Wily's Final Attack?
Final Attack and both of the Mega Man Atari games.
Oh, it was, okay, it was the Atari game. Okay.
And Bombman is, as many people know, the unused Rebel Master from Mega Man 1. Oh hey, person that made Aurora Man in chat. Nice.
Seeing a lot of familiar people in the chat, I'm loving it.
Yeah, because I everyone in the Magma 3 server.
So Bondman's kind of this is a pretty scary stage to route out because there are a number of places you could die if something goes wrong. And if I can get... Alright, good. That was a pretty good stage, and now I'll probably die to the boss. Who is... You'll notice his pattern is pretty similar to Mega Man 2 Robot Master in a moment here.
Yeah, he's totally not an edit anything or anything.
Oh, okay. I almost died, but he got out of there.
Crush, I don't actually know if Neon Man was added to the route. Is Neon Man in the route?
No.
Neon Man is not in the route.
Wow.
Neon Man is a bit of a 2
sad
minutes, I
gaming
think.
moment.
Generally, we only take levels in this route that are like a minute
Less than 2 minutes.
50-ish. With the exception of Haunt Man, which would be more efficient for me to route out, but it's a really good level that I really wanted to show off. It's the third place entry.
Wow, that was not pretty good. That was Jetman from the Fangame Rocco-chan, and I don't remember how his AI was in that game, but
It's
his
not that.
weakness is wire, and it's also arrow. But in this case, if you time your wire extensions very carefully, you'll be able to kill him a little faster than normal.
Yeah, if you switch weapons, you cancel what weapon you're at, so you can do fast wires.
Fourth Man is definitely one of the most deadly stages in the run. Case in point, this was not supposed to happen, and I'm gonna have to back it up in a weird way, probably. Alright. The Fourth Man fight itself is also very heavy on damage boosting, so I'm gonna self-destruct in the boss corridor again.
He died 4 times in that location. Wow, Time Link. Can't believe you. I thought you were supposed to be a gamer.
I sometimes am. But only sometimes.
And while he's in Tier 8, I'm currently in Tier 7, starting with the first level, Biplane Bay, which has some a curious remix of Gameplay Galleon. And it's also... I don't know if I want to say it's kind of like a bit empty and not as threatening, but there is some flash stopper usage so that we can get under the are those the Nightman flipping platforms? 'Cause I don't
no,
remember.
those are platforms from Mega Man 6 that there are only 2 of. There is one in Tomahawk Man stage and there is one in Mr. X form. That's literally it.
I don't remember those, but
Yeah,
I might
exactly,
read them
because there
off.
are only 2.
And here we get to fight Toadman, who has some dialogue. He wants his revenge, but we won't be seeing his revenge at all. So unless you go to Tier X, but we don't go to Tier X. No.
So when's the 100% run at Fangame Marathon?
At Fangame
Donations
Marathon,
now
never.
of
But
100,000.
there have been a total of 4 runs of 100% of this game, 3 of which were by me, and the record is currently sitting at 9 hours 22 minutes. So
If
please
you
don't.
like Mega Man, but you want the game to be just really ungodly long, then this game is for you.
Yeah, this game has a ton of post-game content and such. There is so much of it we don't show off in this marathon. Or in this run.
If you were to see a all-element run, which is about 5 hours and at least a bit more doable, you would see pretty much everything. I didn't know where I was going with that.
Except the arenas and the pit of pits and a whole lot of other things.
Yeah.
Okay, I stand corrected. You don't see everything then.
You see everything that matters. I'm just
And
kidding.
you also
Basically.
don't see the awesome bonus fights. Why did I do that? But I didn't mention Blaze Man. So that stage, you probably saw one different zip last time, and this time we found the board found a zip, a room higher where you have to jump and shoot an arrow at the same time and then shoot another, and it's kind of like a jump setup for I don't remember how many tiles.
4. If you're talking about the A and B setup, right? Jump and shoot.
I guess that's what it's called. But yeah, it saves
Yeah,
a few more
it's utilized
seconds
in
if
Blaze
you
Man,
hit-
so I'm pretty sure that's it.
Right.
Or can be. I don't go for it myself.
So now I'm in Sven's level. Sven ran this game last year, his stage, Gunpowder Cellar, and another skip, well, I don't remember how this was done previously, whether there was the key door zip. Well, actually, I think there was, but there was also kind of like a little time save at the beginning where you just take out that met and then you zip down to the bottom of the level. Oops. That was I'm losing track of what I'm talking about, and I just kind of extended the boss fight a little longer. But this is a Matchman. He has a ton of iframes, and he's weak to the Grab Buster, which is it's a little awkward because considering the number of iframes, you can only get like one shot per attack, as far as how many times he attacks.
And Grab Buster is real slow, so if you miss, you get to feel bad.
Yeah.
Fortunately, you can rapid fire it.
Grab Buster does also heal you every time you get a hit, which is a small factor in some boss fights over other weapons that do the same amount of damage.
Yeah.
Hey, it's Twilight Lodge, which is not an entry.
Yeah.
This was a bonus level made to test the source for making levels. And then I put it in the game. I didn't make this level, Ace did.
Yes. And I also decided to add this to the route because it can be relatively short if you do everything right, but it's also really dangerous because the boss does a lot of damage. He's shielded, and
There's spikes on this one.
yes.
And he also doesn't have a really sensible weakness.
The
Yeah.
audio's from Time Link, right? That means that the viewers are about to hear by
Yep.
Bay's music.
And they don't get to
In
hear
quotes.
this music, which is kind of a pretty
Oh yeah, the
good
letters.
rendition of the Silent Night.
The letters are for leaderboard runs. It tells you what runs you're valid for.
Yeah,
and there's also
I'm
the timer in the input display.
there is normal, no death, which is kind of redundant in most cases.
That
No
didn't
hit.
return in episode 0.
Yeah, no hit. Perfect, which is no hit and Buster only, and well, Buster only itself.
And there's alternate cheat runs, which are not relevant in this run. Unless you get the lag check for cheat runs.
Yeah. You do also submit a cheat run if you use the self-destruct key.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, right.
Which you'll be seeing. You will be seeing it near the end of the run too. But I didn't mention what I did for the boss. So I found a really stupid setup, which involves Sakagarn in the boss quarter. Oops. And he has this AI where he decides to. Okay, I'm gonna take this especially safe. So, Fortified Lab. This is one of the sort of quicker levels, but it's also one of the most dangerous because there's a lot of instant death. And until you get to a certain part of the level, if you die, you lose a lot of time, maybe upwards of a minute.
Yeah. Fortified Lab is incredibly dangerous. Probably one of the most difficult levels in the run.
Magmal 2 didn't have damage spikes, so every level is dangerous apparently.
Yeah, and also there's this room which is not particularly great because there's a lot of shield attackers, and the only real good way to take them out is using the Slash Claw for that part.
There are also the Mega Man 5 shield attackers, which do 6 contact damage, and yes, they do that in Mega Man 5 as well.
Alright, so I'm entering another level that I believe Taprus doesn't do anymore. Cursor Curse.
Is it Cursor
and-
Curse?
Yeah.
Yeah, I stopped putting that in my route.
At the start here, I believe the
Alright,
cursor is
shut up.
scripted to do explosions at your positions 8 times, but sometimes with good and specific movement, you can get him to already delete that block after the 6th explosion instead of waiting for when he's scripted to do it. Otherwise, this level is pretty short, but the boss relies a lot on luck.
Yes. If you see a rounder, you're losing time.
That's pretty weird, yeah.
That's
Oh, the boss
all
is
I
a
can
mess.
say.
Yes, also that's Conveyor Mayhem Pirates. Just freaking obliterated yourself in the chat, made you look like a fake fan. Also, yeah, here's Voltman. He becomes more important later.
Rip Pepsi Man. And here's Future, also from, was it Christmas Carol 1, I think it was?
Yeah.
Also made by Ace, and we do something similar where we shoot out a blade and then we switch to the Hornet Chaser because it'll take him out with the rest of it. But even after we take him out, he wants to be kind of salty and then just rain fire, which does a lot of damage. And don't die to this boss, please, because it's not a good feeling.
I really like flash sovereign that attack and all the flames just come out of
Oh, I
it.
love it because it's so safe now.
Yep.
Look-
Oh, I got an instant
stopped
rounder, lovely.
Huh.
That's
The backup
marathon
weakness here is
curse.
Slash Claw because you have exact ammo for Jewel Satellite, if I may remember correctly, but that's also heavily based on his pattern. That can be like 20
Yeah.
seconds faster, I think.
Yeah, about it being more interesting than official Mega Games. I mean, yeah, it is. This is a result of a contest where people submitted levels, so the quality varies. And you're seeing all the better ones first because they go backwards.
Yep.
Well,
Tier 1 is where the lowest from levels are, and that is...
That's gonna be fun.
Have you ever heard of a little game called Mega Man Maker? Yeah, imagine that. Imagine that.
Anyway, you were mentioning quality. So Mega Man, Mag Mammal 2 came out a few years after the first, and it did make some quality life choices. Like in this game, 1-ups. They're not actually 1-ups, but they fill your health full. So you don't
Third
have
person is me, Snoruntpyro. I'm very pretty, and also I directed quote this game. I keep saying director because I forget the word host. I hate the word saying director.
That's a word I don't hear associated with.
It's associated with. It's like, I mean, the leader of the project. I keep forgetting
Ooh.
that I can say better words like leader or host.
Yep. So that was Changeable Caverns. It has some pretty cool 8-bit sounding armadillo music. And now we're heading to probably one of the more dangerous stages in the route, which you probably remember from 2018, Crystal Lab. This area
Oh,
has
right.
a split path, which will take you to the boss, but if you die, there are no checkpoints. And there's a lot of instant death.
Look forward to having damage spikes in literally every game after this.
Yep.
Also, late, but I'll never get enough of in Fortified Lab when you slide out of the way of the bladers.
Yeah, that's good.
Bladers are the worst, or the most dangerous. Oh, okay. I think I might have recovered from that. That was a very awkward placement of the soccer darn. But we're not done yet. There's this big climb here, and we need to use wheel to get up it. So there's no way to Buster only, and please don't despawn, thank you. So this platform I'm riding here, it can just randomly despawn, and that happened a couple days ago. And as I mentioned, there's no checkpoint until you get to that boss hallway. It's not a good feeling to lose almost a minute, or a minute and a half actually.
Yep.
Look, man, programming is hard. Sometimes things just despawn. It happens in episode 0 too.
Yep. Oh well.
It probably has something to do with like decimal camera movements, but oh well.
Something interesting, that first teleport of DS6 is a level that's technically eligible for the route, as in, I believe
Wily Coaster.
the record time, yeah, Wally Coaster, is 1:30-ish, but the problem is that it all depends on whether you nail one very specific triple arrow at the very end, where you set up from the bottom of the screen, and you have to ride an arrow at the very, very top of the screen, and it's just so not worth it.
And you also have those Snake Man cloud enemies that are everywhere. So, uh-oh. Wow, I really messed this level up.
Yeah, so
Oh, hi, shield attacker. That's interesting.
I'm waiting. Oh,
I'll
he's
just
having a
use
good
them.
time. He's having a good time.
Well, you got your highlight. Oh, this... I'm gonna reset this room. I messed that up pretty bad. And Rush didn't come down
he's
again.
an apprentice of Strara, shield attacker.
He's not in this game.
That's what you say.
Oh, I'm too hacked.
So, you remember Chillman? Well, we get to fight Chillman again. Since he's Nitrogen Man. That's what the
Yep.
stage is.
There were 19 decade bosses, and only half of them got used.
Yeah.
But the half that did get used appear more than once, more often than not. One is Showman. He appears a lot, and he's really annoying because he's in hard mode by default.
Yes.
But at least you can slide in this game, unlike Mega Man 10. By the way, yeah, slow, Jojo, shut up about it.
I'll shut up because I don't know much about it.
I willingly avoid knowing much about it.
But yeah, this is Duang. So this stage has a really dangerous arrow use coming up right about now, where I want to line up an arrow at the very top because, oh, that is absolutely perfect. I just need to not jump. Because you have the cloud enemies from Snake Man that'll make you feel the pain. Also, I would recommend turning your volume down maybe a little bit because there might be a jump scare coming up. In about 5 seconds or so. Also, you don't want to hit left because bad things, bang, will happen.
You die, which is a reference to something, apparently.
Yeah. Alright, so this next stage, Lava Factory. I don't remember when this was found. It might have been after the marathon, or, I mean, sometime this year. But there is a really big time save with a zip right here. This is similar to Volcanic Furnace, where you set up a zip, jump and shoot, and then one more arrow, and then you can zip down here, and then you just hold left. But you want to be careful because there's spikes when you get down to the bottom of the stage. And if you do it wrong, you'll zip into them and die. Or something like that.
If you're wondering why you fall all over the place in the screen transitions, is because by default in this engine, if you don't put a screen transition there vertically, you will go down, which allows you to fly out of bounds everywhere instead of dying, because you have to manually place pits in this game, and that's what we call in the biz bad, and that is not a thing in any future games. So enjoy flying out of bounds while it lasts.
Sad face. Well, okay, maybe not sad face because it means I probably won't zip into the floor, right?
Yeah, it means you'll die instead.
Well, I thought it was less death though.
Well, yeah, you'll just fall into a pit. Because now there's pits there. Don't die. Episode 0 definitely has this, but I'm just waiting for the ticking time bomb for them to be found and break the game horribly.
Oh, I wish. Who knows? It's only been 2 weeks.
Okay.
Alright, so, since I believe the audio's still coming through my feed, you're gonna hear the jump scare right now.
Oh yeah, because Taprus doesn't have audio, so you didn't get to hear that dang thing.
Yeah, you don't get to hear it at all, unfortunately. But right
Yeah.
now, I am finishing up on Tier 6 with just another ice level. Remember this music, because you will hear it about half an hour from now or so.
There's another Cherno on this stage, but you don't get to see her.
But we did see her. We fought her in Tier 9.
Well, I said there was another Cherno on this stage.
Oh.
Just an ice level.
Does anyone
Cherno
know
and
this
Mega
Mario
Man have a
Party?
history
There you
with
go.
each other.
There's your button mashing of the game.
Yep.
No, I'm lying. There's more button mashing than that. Yeah, we got Cheat Man from, what was it? Rockman
Rockman CX.
Say Mega Man 2 hack. And, Cheat Man is a lot easier in this game than he is in Rockman CX. And he's
However,
still
he
like the
does
hardest
have-
tier boss.
Now, does he have an instant kill in the actual game? Because I don't remember.
Yes, he does.
Or I don't
He actually
know.
has multiple instant kills in Rockman CX.
Wonderful! But anyway, that was Tier
If you
6.
ever wanna-
I will go-
If you ever want to play Rockman CX, here's my advice for you. Don't.
Wonderful. But not as wonderful. Now we get to head to Tier 2. Yeah, the layout is really weird. It's not Tier 5 next, it's Tier 2, which is not the greatest of levels. And we start with Wily Tower, which has some very peculiar design choices. You pretty much saw all the minor enemies in this stage. Now we just have mini bosses and a little time save trick. We kill ourselves in this room, and the checkpoint is not where I just died, it's this half.
Yep.
There's also
very good
weird
use of the 2 key.
one tile camera scrolling.
Pyro, would you like to explain to us why just an ice level, despite having 2 separate energy elements, is only counted as a 1?
Wait, what?
She goofed. That's the short version.
So that, okay, so this stage that's coming up, not that one, that's the Airful Hubble. We skipped it because it's a little too long and it's pretty brutal. But you get to see Yggdrasil, which you didn't get to see last year because,
Wait, has a skip teleporter.
meme. Yes. Okay, so that is the cutscene skip of Yggdrasil. There's a line where the cutscene triggers, but if you arrow jump over the line, you will skip past it. Skipping it saves
30 seconds. Just
30
about.
seconds? Okay. And the thing is, we have to enter this stage twice.
Yep, so you have to
Because-
perform it successfully
Oh,
twice in a
hello.
row.
Uh-oh,
My
did it drop?
internet blew out, so I guess the internet decided that my shame for my failures in just an ice level was enough to obliterate me.
Well, you came just in time for Yggdrasil.
This
Oh
one's
boy,
a
the
tree,
funny
really.
level.
I love this level, even if it is...
Did my explanation come through about just an ice level?
No. At least I didn't hear
There
any
was
of it.
supposed to be 2. This level didn't have anything keeping track of what, how many elements and nickels each level had, like in Magma 3, like with a submission form. So you just had to kind of guess. Because I was stupid and didn't organize it properly. Well, we've learned that lesson, and when Magma 2 Final Mix Real comes out eventually, I'll fix just this level.
Alright, so this coming up right here is how we're going to get all 3 nickels. This is Cream.
Elements.
Oh, did I get it right? I'm not sure if I did. Oh, whew. So what we did was we crept into the boss corridor, and fire off a charge shot. You can shoot any sort of shot, but having a bigger range is much better. So now we're gonna actually fight Cream for real, and she's not weak to anything except the Buster. And don't try to make sense of her attack pattern because you will just hurt your head.
There is no pattern.
There apparently is some like tree of actions,
and
but
there's
it's so
Shovel Doom.
complicated. It's basically random.
Didn't
Because the reason why that quick kill happens is because for some reason the cutscene trigger is not placed over as far as it should be.
That
So you
did
can
more
just
damage
instant
than
kill.
I thought it was supposed to. Okay, well, I died to her.
Well, I mean, she literally has insta-kill moves. So.
She didn't use her instant-kill move. She just
I'm
hit
just
me
saying,
forward.
this thing does a lot of...
Yeah. And usually she uses the Shovel of Doom more than once, but she just decided to do that.
I thought it was a hammer.
I don't know, it just looks like a shovel.
It's deadly,
Use
whatever
it.
it is.
There it is. Uh-oh.
That's all we
I'll
need to
look in
know.
the files. I opened the files just to put in cool, more accurate commentary. So let's see if the files will end this debate. It's a hammer. Take
Okay,
that.
that's
All right,
Fair.
there we have it.
If you don't believe me, the file is called Sprite Cream. Where is it? I lost track of it. Cream
Okay,
Jump
good.
Ham. So, and I assume that ham stands for hammer and not ham as in meat, because it doesn't look like meat.
Or
I mean, you also
stand for
assumed
Ham
that
Man
Bouncy
Clone, I
Cal
don't know.
stood for Bouncy Calamity.
Yeah, it's called Level B28 Found Cow. Look, you would have made the same mistake.
Did you say Bouncy Castle?
It's supposed to be called Bouncy Calamity, but the file is not called Bouncy Calamity, so I thought it was supposed to be Bouncy Castle.
All right, I messed up a little and didn't tiptoe into the boss door slowly enough, but that's okay in this case because I can just do what Taprus did, but in reverse order, basically.
Yeah. So anyway, I grabbed both, or the first two elements of the stage, but now we have to go back one more time because I don't know if it's still the same, but the way the stage is set up, you're supposed to go to blue and green first before you're allowed in this zone, the red zone.
Yeah, you have to be both Cream and Crater.
Crater.
Who you're not going to
Fortunately,
be
you will never
seeing.
see Crater in this category because...
Crater is a horrible boss.
No, don't do... Hey, come back to Earth, please. Okay, thank you. But you spent like 10 seconds longer than I wanted. By the way, this
Cream,
boss...
Kishona clicked out of bounds. Great.
Oh no.
Well, I also got hit by her syringe, so...
Yeah, the syringe heals her.
Yeah. Haven't gotten hit by that in a while. But
All right,
yeah, that was
got the
Dressel.
cutscene skip both times.
Also, yeah, there's a cutscene skip because the cutscene trigger does not extend above the screen, so you can just jump over it.
I think I got everything out about the cutscene trigger, but I might have missed something, so I'm not sure.
Oh, my internet went out, so I might have missed
Yeah.
explaining it. I thought that Super Mario Warzone was supposed to be an early name, not an actual name, for SMP3.
Hey.
I don't know if it's
Alright.
in the route. I don't think it is. No, it definitely isn't because there's a really long auto-scroller.
So, this stage is Rush City. If you know of City War, well, it's made by the same person, and it's
Marginally better.
quite a bit better, but not particularly great. And because there's two elements, you normally would have to go back here a second time, but if you hit the 2 key after collecting that first element, you can get go for the ride chase, or I'm sorry, the wave bike portion.
Right, Chaser, oh no.
Well, when I see the Met Joes, the Rider Joes, I'm not sure where I got that distinction.
Well, ride bikes are what they're called in the X series.
Yes.
Also, nice dual satellite strats because I forgot to clear projectiles when you hop in the wave bike.
Yeah, I didn't know about that until Board told me that you could do that before you touch the wave bike.
I didn't know
I
about that
remember-
until
It doesn't actually have an official name. The general naming scheme that this engine has for gimmicks is what it looks like, or the name of the stage it's from, then what it looks like. It's like these are Sheepman blocks, which you're probably not on the screen anymore, but they're the wool things from Sheepman.
Yeah, and there's also some weird overlap.
Oh yeah, because there's multiple placed on the same tile.
Also, if you die once you get to this mid-boss, you get spawned with shot to the face by the big snaky. It's really weird.
Nice. Games design is my passion.
Yep.
There's also a secret, which I think requires some arrow use to climb up, and there's like an Easter egg.
There's an invisible ladder in the top right that you can get an end tank.
And then there's a guy there. I don't know, not this guy, Gigavolt Man, who has a front row seat.
Oh yeah, the Crasher. Go ahead.
I didn't have much else to say, just that's Gigavolt Man.
Yeah, Gigavolt Man watches you kill Volt Man again.
And he gives you nothing in return.
This Gigavolt Man, that level, used to crash the game in judging because Crusher, the only compactor for Mega Man 10 in the level, was placed too high, so it caused an infinite while loop and just made the game soft lock, or hard lock rather. And I had to move it down by 1 pixel to unbreak the game. That's your fun development fact for the next minute.
Yep. And the level I'm in right now is Dragon Lab Lair, which will be the first instance you'll be hearing the default music.
Oh boy.
Oh,
which
yeah.
I am not using in...
Oh, you got rid.
Yeah, I'm using the So Good music.
Yeah, Taprus replaced a bunch more music tracks than I have. You can do that pretty easily in the game files, but I've only replaced the two that were likely to get copyright issues.
Well, the big copyright issue is in Tier 4.
Yeah, you'll be seeing that in a bit.
Because wrong loot points, all the loot points are hard-coded, so... And not like how, like, literally...
Alright, here it is, the song. Anyone in the Fangame community and not in the Mega Man community is probably excited right now, but boy am I tired of it. Especially like grinding ILs for the lower tier levels, hearing that beginning,
So what happened is that Galaxy Man was the song left in to test the music system, and so like 4 different people used it. And so Galaxy Man is now a meme.
I'm almost tempted to show the meme at the end of this tier, but I'm not going...
I can do it because they have my audio.
Oh, yeah.
And
All
like,
right, please,
the estimate we gave is very, very generous. Like, there's pretty much no way anyone will even get close to it, so we have time.
Just set a new world record. Easy.
Well, Taprus did yesterday.
It's
It's really all about Wily 4 at this point.
Oops, that was the wrong one. Yeah, that area where I used Sakugarn, the other day, it didn't land properly for some weird reason, and so I died, but fortunately the checkpoint was not very far. And but anyway, this is a colorful hall. This also has 2 elements, and at the bottom here we have a quiz. Those signs will give you hints, and it's apparently that was not played. There's a quiz that involves, I guess, the Shrek movies, but I've never seen it as such.
Well, what happens is that throughout the stage there's like signs that say like 4 for color blue or something like that, and then
Like
the
4
hints
freeze
at
or
the
something.
end, hints at the end like match up with what the path you're supposed to go on.
Yeah.
Except one of the hints is not accessible because the platform that's supposed to lead to it is not solid.
Although somebody in a stream earlier in the week did manage to read it.
Yeah,
you just
if you
have to
get
put
on
an
Super
arrow.
Arrow. You have to be. All you have to do to read a sign is just be grounded, which super counts.
Yeah, and I think the message says something like something high five.
Hold on.
It's
All right, Magnet, dude, give me 5.
which is a
Yeah,
There it
that's
is.
what it was.
That's something from a Ruby Spears cartoon. Yeah. All right, Magnitude, give me 5. Yeah, that's what it's supposed to be.
So this upcoming boss, we're gonna see him twice in a very short time span, similar to Chillman, and his weakness is Sakugane, the pogo stick from Mega Man 2 on the Game Boy, but it's not very safe to do so, and it just ends up being a damage race with the odds against you. So we do the second fastest thing, which is half charge buster shot.
It's honestly like, it's not even a weakness because Sakugarn just does 4 damage like every boss. That was the way of balancing it. Sakugarn is Sakugarn, but now in this game, it makes you immune to spikes and does 1,000,000 damage to everything.
But it's also a little bit buggy because sometimes it doesn't necessarily touch the ground. Like
the
there's
mask is a little messed up, but...
Because one instance that I was really afraid of was Crystal Lab and it not spawning. Because in the past, I've kind of had it just not appear.
Yeah,
But-
because they won't land on top solids or...
Yeah, that's what it was. Because of the platforms being above it and all that. So this is something original, which is mostly supposed to comprise of the first 3 Mega Man games, but it only uses Cutman and Gutsman right at the end music. When when Link's up for that stage soon, he'll show.
He's on it right now.
Okay, he'll probably show you a trick with the big snaky.
Oh yeah,
which
I already
don't
did.
do because I've never actually tried it.
The way that works is you take a damage boost off the big snaky, and it puts you in iframes to slide over a spike that you're not supposed to. So you end up in collision, and if you push the opposite horizontal direction, it'll zip you out that way, and that's what I use to get zipped left. It's not a particularly big time save because you have to kind of set up the snaky to hit you into that screen correctly, but it does look cool and it's nice to show off.
That was Ombudsman from Mega Man 42, by the way.
And he
is a
died
game.
pretty quickly. So I'm entering tier 3, and you'll notice something a little different from the 80% skips route. We go past the first 3 stages because all of them are difficult, long, and well, they have Dark Souls memes. So I guess that's
I'm too scared of him.
yeah. But no joke. What was it? Get down there. What was it? Chomp Man is very long. It's about probably 5 minutes. You could
You're welcome.
You could realistically do SMB3, but it's 2 minutes, and then Megalondo is I don't know how long.
Also, it has a force auto scroll that's really deadly. So. Good luck.
Oh yeah, the falling auto scroll. Yeah. But we do go to Combust Man, and then we go to pretty much every stage in this tier other than those 3. Even the last stage in this tier, which has a skip teleporter. And it's really quick.
You'll see why it's quick. Hint, it has to do with this game being not stable.
Speaking of quick, that was Combust Man. He did as advertised.
Look, he's doing his best.
Yep. Oh, Hornet Man almost trolled.
Oh, did he? Yeah,
He was really trying.
There are moving NPCs in this game. There are a couple. They can block teleporters for you.
But don't worry, you'll get to see it again in Tier 4. Alright, can I get it? Yes! Got it first try.
Oh yeah, dampening zip I've seen because it's really hard.
It used to be really hard until
jump setup zips.
Until the A and B setup was discovered.
Wow, that was clean.
Yeah,
I haven't gotten it clean in quite a while.
A and B is relatively consistent, but not went for nearly as often in the run because it's just not a guarantee. And usually,
Well, they're not intended zips. They're because the collision. I explained this earlier. The reason why zips happen. Oh, that's what you meant. I thought you meant that the zip was intentional by the level creator.
No.
No, I was talking to someone in chat.
Okay.
Alright, get ready for... Oh, wait, that's right. It's on Link's audio, but you'll get to appreciate this music soon.
Yeah, well,
I'm also
first
glad
they'll
Ollie's
get to
gonna-
appreciate Compressed Bubble Man.
Compressed Bubble Man, baby.
Yeah, this was another one where I changed the music to, I think I changed it to Metallic Harbor and Tier X.
Why would you ever change? I thought you talked about Taco Man because it's my favorite.
No, I'm not gonna change Taco Man.
Why
Okay,
would you
and
ever change Taco Man's music?
speaking of Taco Man, that is a new zip that was found. It saves maybe a few seconds, but you probably won't have much ammo left, so use it wisely. Even then, you don't lose much time if you screwed up. Best boss.
One time I was in a Magnum 2 race and I found a mythical Taco Man zip where I just fell in a pit and zipped into another world, and no one has replicated it yet.
Yeah. It's kind of our equivalent of the TikTok clock up whoop. And except we haven't put a bounty on it yet.
Yet.
Shoutouts to Smed's music that you won't get to hear.
Alright, but now they'll get to hear him. Have fun with
Right.
this funky cacophony of sounds.
Oh, Taco Man. I thought you were talking about Yuzin's theme in the dampenings boss room.
This is Candy
Which, I mean,
Panic.
Yuzin's theme is pretty good.
There is the Chocolate Pit of Misery. You won't see it from me.
Oh, that's what you're talking about by the inescapable pit. I wasn't sure what level you were referring to.
I still call it the Chocolate Pit of Misery.
Yeah, everyone who hasn't seen this game before, this is Taco Man's music. I hope you enjoy.
I certainly do.
I think actually it's an SCP.
Okay, that was a good pattern. That sign there said you were supposed to see Candyman, but he got replaced by a dentist. That is Metal
Oh yeah,
Man.
this is Metal Man's first appearance. Bye, Metal Man.
Yeah, we have
So,
an easy
this
way
is-
to take him out.
Sorry. So, now this might, I don't know if I'd say it's a controversial thing, but this, I don't know if you could consider, it's not a skip teleporter, never mind.
It's not
It's
a skip
just,
teleporter. It's a shortcut teleporter.
It's technically... You could call it a skip teleporter, but it's not one put in by the developers. It's just we sequence break the level incredibly hard with zips.
Oops. Didn't
I almost
spawn.
fell into the pit of shame. That would have been extremely
Okay, I'm gonna
bad.
show him off. There's Megamet. There's your cameo.
That's the power of key doors, by the way, because there is a consistent setup for 3 tile zips, and key doors are 3 tiles high. So they're basically just inviting you to zip through them.
Yeah.
Now that's
Cheetos are a
Forgotten
suggestion.
Fortress. That is Biblar's level, right?
Yeah.
Okay, if he's in chat, shoutouts to him making Megamet. He is a hero.
Shoutouts to making the episode 0 world map.
Oh yeah. That's like some of his best work, I think. It looks sweet.
By the way, say hi to Doorman. We're a jerk and we busted into his hotel.
Doorman
He's from Mega Man Rocks.
Yep. Am I really gonna have to explain what the SCP Foundation is on stream? I just wanted to make a small funny.
Oh, Charge Man, no. Oh, wait, what?
Let's not.
How did I squeeze in there?
Generosity from God.
Wow. That is amazing. There's more Galaxy Man music, but you only hear it for 3 seconds.
I was saying Taco Man's theme was an SCP. Here's the stage that's only a boss.
Yep.
Which it sure is.
Oh,
And also your
wow,
second-
it just slides down the wall. Nice.
Oh, did it get caught in the wall?
Yeah. I've never had that happen before.
When an energy element gets caught in the wall, it tries to fly towards you.
Yeah, we already
Sometimes
saw
though
it
it doesn't
bouncing.
work.
But yeah, I never mentioned, we're in tier 4 where the levels are kind of just okay, but they have some issues or they're just kind of there.
This is also where our routes meet up again, because Taprus does an additional energy element in one stage later that I don't do. So
Yeah.
from then you'll be able to compare for a bit.
By the way, Pyro, I almost went into, what was it, Cocabango land?
Music by
Oh!
Tango!
I've only done that once, and I almost did it there.
If you have no idea what we're talking about, for some reason, instead of putting a sign for credits like a normal person, this level has a giant room spelling out music by Cacabango made out of cement blocks.
Yep.
Oh, shout out to the room with 9 checkpoints, by the way, that Taprus just passed by on my stream, but he probably passed by a while ago.
9 checkpoints? I don't even remember that.
Oh, do you not
Yeah,
have
that-
the legendary room in Joe's Sorchico with 9 checkpoints?
Oh, I have fallen there once.
That room used to have 9 checkpoints for some reason, stacked on top of each other.
And you die really hard. They make sure you are not escaping that pit.
No, that's not that pit. It's the checkpoint room before you go to the drill man part of the game.
Oh. That's Neon Man. That was a warning.
Yes, the game is called Make a Good Mega Man Level 2. It's called that because this was a result of a contest. And it's
Now
a
we're-
compilation game.
Now this is Orbital Station. This is the stage that both of us have replaced the music because we don't want the DuckTales music claiming anything.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
the DuckTales.
Always got me
Moon
copyright
theme.
strike.
Yeah, the Moon theme.
It is a very good song, but I think I've found a replacement that's just as good.
DuckTales music is a problem child when it comes to copyright IDs because
All DuckTales music is.
yeah, in the first game, one of the fortress stages uses Mount Vesuvius.
Yeah.
And the original release of the game used the DuckTales remastered song, and it
Yeah,
got
it did.
Flashman stream copyright blocked, so we had to replace it with a really bad 8-bit cover. And then we made a new cover for one remastered. Which sucks because DuckTales Remastered soundtrack is really good, but
Yes, it is.
it will explode if you put it in a video.
Alright,
Yeah, only
here goes.
recently I put Orbital Station in my route, and I found some interesting arrow use, but I sort of botched it a slight bit. You do want to make sure you have enough for 2 here, because if you screw up, you have to take the long route, which you lose maybe a few seconds.
If
We're
you're
also-
wondering how Orbital Station works, it doesn't.
Yeah. The
I had
gimmicks
no
in this
idea
one
how
are
it worked to
extremely
begin with.
janky.
We're also going to be a good guy and not use sharp-bladed objects, so we're just going to use sharp and pointy objects like these. Even though
Oh,
I
yeah.
hate these.
The stream gets to hear the horrible warning sound effect. And then the sound
Yeah, that's supposed to
It
be a
didn't work
suction
for me
gimmick.
because if you set up an arrow in that specific location,
yeah,
then
you can miss the
it's
trigger.
sometimes skip it.
That's
Here's
supposed to
Shovel
be a
Knight.
suction gimmick
This
in that
isn't
area.
quite a
but-
fan game, but it's a fan creation. It's
Well, it's a fan game, but it's not like your typical.
right. There's also dev teleporters here,
Oh,
and it makes it a lot more doable for the route. I mean,
Yeah,
Whoops.
again, technically
where
these
is
could be considered skip teleporters, but they don't fall under the definition of what we consider skip teleporters. The
They're
green
Mario
one put in by the
Maker
developers.
yes, they are.
Shoutouts to one stage in the Secret Tier X by Snoruntpyro that also has one of those developer teleporters.
Look, okay, the thing is, Mangle 2 doesn't have no clip debug, like all of the other games do. So Dev Teleporter was the fastest way to test. Look, man, that's another one of my
Swiss
biggest
Hotel
regrets.
is a treat.
Swiss Hotel is what my true power is.
Okay, so I'm on enhanced mobility, and this is the stage where I go after both elements, while Link only goes for the short one, which I just did. There were a few tricks that were found with this stage. Hopefully I'll be able to show them off without dying like I did yesterday. But a lot of it involves having proper arrow use. We can skip...
Mocked? Yes? Shut up. I'm stupid.
That's a sled section, and it's over. I also want to say that this stage has quite a few checkpoints, but I might be wrong. Oh, that was... Yeah, that was bad.
I have no idea how many checkpoints are in this level because I've never played it. It's seriously been so long since I've actually played this game. Here's a fun fact about Magmal 2. I've never actually done a 100% run of the final game.
Oh, wow.
Because I was tired after the game was done and I never went back to it. Also, Darkness, that was only because my computer was really bad. If I compile Magmal 2 now, it doesn't take that long.
This boss here has an interesting skip where, once they are about halfway down, they'll try to fusion and go into a second phase, basically. But it turns out that if during that cutscene, you take damage, you regain control of Mega Man, and then when their dialogue is over, you can just continue pummeling on them during this cutscene and finish them off pretty quickly.
Yeah. The area that you saw just a few seconds ago or so, well, more like 30 seconds ago, there's a wall after that drop where if you use wheel in just the right way, you'll be able to climb over it, and you'll skip maybe 15 seconds or so. However, if you die, the checkpoint will either take you to the top of before the fall, or if you scroll the screen over just enough, you will have a checkpoint right there, and then you just have to climb up 2 walls instead.
Chat going bonkers for City War.
City War is nothing to stage in the speedrun.
This is a level from the first game, and we included it in the second game as a joke.
Oh, City War arcade machine now?
Yeah.
Yep.
Alright.
And we're coming up on
Alright, that was not
what
bad.
I think the 2 most average levels in this speedrun are Volcanic Furnace and Elect Dam.
Oh,
Which are
I
pretty
think Elect Dam
nice
is
in the
like...
speedrun route.
I think Elect Dam is like statistically the most average level. Like all the judges gave it the same score.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to talk about levels that I probably just kind of forget about, Jungle Base, I'd almost say is...
Stage.
Yeah, Jungle Base is just not in the route because it's extremely long
Quint
and
or Quint
boring.
stage.
We are not coming up on time anytime soon. Sorry.
Yeah,
We are not even halfway done, I think.
half the run is the
We're
Wannabes
roughly
stage.
halfway.
I'm sorry to say it, but you'll have to bear with us for a bunch longer.
Look, all you do is just to get more of me, and I'm perfect, as is common knowledge. So.
But yeah, pretty much nothing goes on in these levels, nothing special. It's just platforming. We've routed out arrow usage and other things nicely. You'll see some flash stopper usage in Elect Them. That's about all there is to say.
Yeah, 80% ends at the Wily stages. Because beating Wily is what is a game clear, because you go to the credits. But there is post-game with a true end, which is not shown in this route.
Yeah, you have to get all the elements, and we skip about half? I don't remember.
Yeah.
How many
you
are
only
in the
need
original?
65 to beat the game, and I think that there are... It's either 108 or 111 in all the entries.
I think it's
plus
111.
plus the tier bosses.
You're not counting Tier X, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
no.
the
in
total
the
number
entries,
is 126.
in the regular
Okay.
10 tiers. Current record is 2:12:06 by Taprus.
Yes, that's the time.
Also, somebody joked about backwards long jumping into the Wily Fortress, but There is actually a way that we can reach the last Wily stage early, and that's with the secret alternate weapon set, so it's only really viable for New Game Plus so far. But yes, there's a game, or a place in the game where you can replay the Wily stages at will in the Festival Hub, and we have found a way to get into that room in with the alternate weapon set.
Yeah, remember what I said about there's no pits by default? Yeah, that made that possible.
So
because the festival, all the festival rooms are stacked on top of each other in the editor, so you can fall into the Wily revisit room.
So I was going to talk. I want to talk about the alternate weapons real quick. As far as like people might be wondering, how do you unlock these alternate weapons? Well, you need to collect a certain amount of noble nickels. You probably have seen them as those star-shaped objects that are sometimes floating around, sometimes not. Nightman will give you rewards in the pub for however many noble nickels you have. In a speed run, it's not useful. Some of the things are pretty good in a casual run, but they won't be too beneficial. Like, you can get hub fast travel with 10, but because of how we do things, we don't use that. And other stuff like the energy saver would be really nice, but again, same issue.
Waste too much time to get it.
It might be feasible in like all elements, but somehow I'm not sure.
The contest weapons or the alternate weapons, you get them for 170, and there are a bunch of weapons based off all of the robot masters in the entries. And if you thought that seeing super arrow zips all around over the place was wild, ha! You see nothing yet. You want to see this game explode?
Yeah.
It's actually really insane.
It's impressive.
The only limits with the alternate weapon set is the finite room and the game maker room method.
In fact, one of the alternate weapons was so popular that it was put in one of the spin-off games, Make It Good 24-hour Mega Man level.
Well, it wasn't because it was popular, I put it in as a joke.
Well, same thing, almost. But it's a very, very good one. Allows us to go from 0 to 100 very quickly.
Okay, so if you've heard of the game Freedom Planet, it's Mila, I think, or Mila? The character that has the
ears?
Green block. Yeah, the green blocks. Yeah, the rabbit girl. She has these green blocks that like launch you in the opposite direction when you like explode
the block laser.
Imagine that, but as a Mega Man weapon. And I'm not joking. That's literally what I was thinking of when Match Blast was made.
So, Link, did you explain AD 2101 yet?
I wanted to start, but then Pyro interrupted me with Freedom Planet, so go ahead.
I'm entering it right now. So, this has the first of two, what we call pause buffer zips, where we want to line up, and I need to shift my hands. And for this zip, you want to, once you pause buffer zip left, you want to wait a few seconds and then move left, then move right once you start seeing the empty void. And then once you see what looks to be the end goal, you want to hold left so that you zip right.
I don't even know why that works. Like the pause buffer thing?
It just does.
I have no words for it either.
You're just breaking the game.
I'm just glad I got it
There are
first
no
try
limits to how broken this game is. Case in point, what I just did, delaying the cutscene with Alawufru at the start here with Sakugane, somehow makes his hitbox basically non-existent, and it's significantly faster and easier to kill him this way.
Oh, I don't know why that happens either.
Say hello to cats. Something great justice, justice man. Except you didn't say that. Don't exit the arena, please. Well, he's
So
only
when are
a
you
little
going
bit.
to why did Hooded Man appear in the air and drop down? I'm concerned.
I don't know, but we can
he
skip
didn't glitch
pretty
out,
much.
so that's a good thing.
We can skip
He
pretty much
cooperated.
all cutscenes in this game by just exiting and re-entering the tier we came out of. But it's just for the 65 element cutscene, it has to be either tier 1 or tier 6. So, yeah, we're in tier 1 now, and this mess of a level is the last place entry.
Yep, and it was made by an alt.
By the way, shoutouts to Lord Elwulfro from Final Attack.
Yeah, Lord Elewufro from Dr. Wily's Final Attack, who was not a boss in Dr. Wily's Final Attack, but
Nope.
you act like that limits us.
He's just called Item, I think.
Yeah. Or like, I don't remember. What he does, he's like a secret weapon. In,
He's kind of like a Rush Mystery where he just drops some random goodies.
Yeah. And he's very intimidating.
This stage has 3 energy elements, and self-destructing after the first 2 because they're so close to the spawn is nice enough so that we can immediately get back to the start, not having to warp out and back in or anything, and we can snatch all 3 very quickly.
I remember trying to jump over that. And there's invisible spikes.
Oh
Where
yeah, those
I
are
jumped
spikes
over
right here.
Yeah.
These.
The second element, and I tried to jump over it and I couldn't get it. It's good to know that my efforts were not in vain. I think that there are YouTube bots for this. Someone in chat has been asking if this would be on YouTube. I think there are
Yeah,
YouTube-
they should be, and I just messed up big time. Oops.
Alright, I'm entering to get the first element, which is, what, barely 20 seconds?
Yeah, like 15.
That block, that
I got
destroyable
it.
block, by the way, has an E and M tank by it, which is so this level is also where people farm tanks.
Yeah. There's also a shop in this game that sells you E and M tanks for a fairly low price, as well as other very useful upgrades, but again, it just costs too much time for us to do anything there outside of like the first few runs of a category, safety strats and whatnot.
It all depends on your bolt count. Like, we used to get the, what was it? The Skull Amulet, which is 250 bolts, but, which, it's like a focus band where if you would, okay, I missed that one. So, in case you take a mortal attack while you have more than 1 HP, you would live with 1 HP.
Yeah, if you play Rockman 4 minus Infinity, the Skull Amulet is the item you get from using Recycle Inhaler on Skullman, and it is in all the Magma games too, because it's a really good item.
Alright, more Galaxy Man here, and in all big letters in the ceiling we have fight.
Oh, didn't get it.
The thing with making upgrades for this game is that you have to make upgrades that are useful but don't actually break the levels, which is why there are never spike guards or anything like that in the game. And like, yeah, we could put them in the dev kit, but no one pays attention to the upgrades in the dev kit. I know this from experience.
I was writing down a list of items just so I knew what to talk about, and I kind of eventually realized, oh yeah, there is no spike guard in this game. But another item that would be really useful is the Met Helmet, which reduces knockback, and it also gives you more iframes. The problem is it's 600 bolts.
Yeah, the Met Helmet is also from Minus Infinity.
And then other items you can get are the Charge Buster upgrade, the Uncharged Buster upgrade, which you get to fire as many pellets as you possibly can with your button mash fingers. And there's also the Converter, which converts full energy or full weapon energy into the other.
It's Super Metroid drop rules, basically.
And also if you have full energy on both sides, you can get bolts. I think, right?
Yeah, it should drop large bolts. It's hard to tell if the converter is actually working sometimes.
Alright, so this is the last entry we do in the route. Tier 1 goes over very quickly. After this it's only the tier boss and then it's onto the Wily stages, which are like an hour or so. Or more like 50 minutes, but
strats, by the way. They're so
a lot
cool.
can go wrong. Yeah, I use all of my super arrow in the very first screen right there, so I don't have any left till later. Taprus does a different approach with
Yes.
him saving up arrow for these long sections that I use Rush Jet in.
Yeah.
And I believe his might be faster, but I think mine's a much easier.
But what I do is I only use 2 arrows and I stay behind the arrow and try to go out the, I don't remember what the enemies are called, the mosquitoes. I go out their shots so I can get a little further without getting sniped and then use Flash Stopper to get rid of the Skull Joes. This is the setup I use for the arrow, where I skip this entire hallway.
So there's a couple contexts for some of the tier 1 stages. Mix and Match earlier was submitted without an exit, so I had to add it. And Ancient Tomb, if you're wondering why it looks like Pyroman stage, it's because the engine had 2 example stages, Cutman and Pyroman. And this entry, Ancient Tomb, just actually didn't copy-paste Pyroman stage, weirdly, from the dev kit, weirdly enough. Because if you compare them in the editor, they actually don't match up. But it's still clearly like Pyroman stage.
Yeah, it's like they put in
still
Mega Man
plagiarized.
5 enemy. That's all they did.
Oh yeah, here's Strawberry Milk. If
Yes.
you beat tier 9's boss before tier 1, then the tier 1 boss will be harder.
Yeah, it's
Also,
supposed to
the
be
faster cutscene.
Yeah, it's supposed to be harder, but this was the second and very minor reason that this routing works out nicely, because we defeat Button Azumi before Milk and then fight Strawberry Milk and get the faster cutscene.
Also, it being Strawberry Milk is totally an intentional Battle Network reference. Totally wasn't an accident, and I didn't just pick something random. What are you talking about? I am a Battle Network connoisseur, person who's never played any Battle Network game.
Alright, now it's on to the Wily stuff for me. And I think Taprus will be joining me shortly.
Yeah,
Wily
I'm
won.
getting Electrolyte right
You
now.
guys are neck and neck.
Wow.
Are we? I thought he would at least be full stage ahead of me.
No.
Time
I died in Force Man.
Wily 0. So yeah, the Wily stages in this game are really long.
Yep, and this one's a full-on auto-scroller, so, yay?
Mox will be
Yep.
soon. Yeah, here's Wily 0. This is not actually the first Wily stage, this is like a little intro. Like in,
Mega Man V for the Game
yeah,
Boy.
Mega Man World 5.
Oh yeah, it is called World 5. It's like the ultimate. Whoops.
Yeah, you can call it either V or World 5. I said World 5 for clarity, but sometimes I say V
Right.
because I'm used to it.
There is now that you mentioned Wily 0 or the cutscene, there is something I kind of forgot to mention. So that cutscene, I think when you're talking to Light, whatever you do, don't hit the 2 key because you can hard lock the game. I think it is.
Yeah, because the cutscenes are programmed like a maniac in this game. And so you can permanently lock yourself out of the correct trigger.
Yep.
It's pretty special.
I believe Board
That happened.
5555 found that. He's a very active glitch bug trick hunter for this game, and a lot of the stuff that you see in the speedrun is thanks to him, so I believe he's in the chat, and big thanks
in
to
the
you,
chat.
man.
Shoutouts to Board for breaking the game horribly. I forgot you can get space metals in this level. This level is completely random,
Yep.
what enemies spawn. I don't think there's actually any significant length difference between... Actually, I think there might be. But it's random what waves you get. Sometimes you'll just not see certain enemies.
Shout out to the mines. They do whatever they want.
Oh yeah.
she's fine.
I wanted to bring this up. So, these sea mines from Dive Man, you might have seen them briefly in 4B cast earlier. They are basically random in the original game, as far as like you're supposed to get close to them and detonate them, but it's weird and random. And then the 10th place entry, Boilman, was submitted with basically a fixed version that's actually consistent. And then Wily Zero decided not to use it for some reason.
I wasn't aware that it existed, and the level creator told me after they played Wily 1 in the early Wily 1, and I was like, oh, okay, I'll just use that then. But
Yeah,
I forgot to change it to Wily 0.
And then Wily 1 used the correct fixed mind, which is really nice. But then Wily 6 went back to using the regular ones. Like the broken ones. It's really stupid.
They're not broken because that's how they actually work in Mega Man 4, but it doesn't
Yes,
make it less
but
stupid.
it's stupid.
So this boss of Wily Zero, I forgot what it's called, but
Vanguard.
to Slash Claw, and it apparently has no hitbox or collision.
In the second phase, yeah.
However, I think it has a hitbox when it charges up its fireball. And yeah, he's dead.
Right, so now we're on to the difficult part. Wily's 1 and 2 coming up are very difficult stages. The first one here being made by ours truly, Snoruntpyro.
That was a terrible high.
By the way,
So, yeah,
these
I made
lasers
hard
don't get hit by them. Sorry,
That was all I was gonna say.
I didn't have anything else except.
This stage is called Subterranean. This stage is called Water Ducts, and it's reference to Subterranean Canal because from DLC 8. Because my best level design advice is to always rip off World Peace, and you will always succeed.
I call it Aqua Tunnel because it almost seems like it.
Is that from like a specific game?
I just referenced it from Freedom Planet.
Oh, yeah. Okay, the thing is, I brought up Freedom Planet earlier, and someone said, oh god, to hear that we have a Freedom Planet fan in the chat. I played Freedom Planet once, like, 6 years ago, and remember nothing about it. I feel really bad.
That's kind of the same boat for me. I mean, I played through Lilac, and I didn't really get the... Oh, that was close.
128, everyone has subconsciously ripped off Cool or Cruel at some point, so... Yeah, World Peace is a really, really good Super Mario World level designer. And this water smashing gimmick is based off how in Super Mario World there's a layer 2. If you remember, there's some stages with these like spikes that smash down and back up. That's just it moving a tile layer in Super Mario World. You can put anything on layer 2, including water, which is what Subterranean Canal did. Oh, so someone said Snoruntpyro makes Mega Man stuff too. Yeah, Mega Man is my main passion. I honestly, I would expect people to be surprised when I also do Mario stuff. Also, yeah, everyone in their life rips off World Peace or VIP at some point, whether subconsciously or not. Or Morsel, alternatively. And Morsel is who I ripped off for Swiss Hotel.
This Wily 1 has to be probably among one of my favorite, well, it's one of my two favorite Wily stages. I mean, this is a really difficult stage, but it's just, when it goes really well, it looks really good.
Yeah, this stage, a lot of people like the stage, but the crowd favorite is later.
Yep. It's very difficult.
Yeah.
Even this auto-scroller.
Yeah, this is a long auto-scroller. It's really hard. I had to nerf this a bunch of times. Just because I couldn't beat it.
There is a trick that good old board found, where if you use Flash Stopper, the very first frame after entering an auto-scroller, then the auto-scroller won't actually kick in, and for the duration that Flash Stopper lasts, you can advance faster than usual, but again, it's frame perfect, and the only time I go for it is in Wily 6 at the start.
Yes. I never even thought about using it in this stage.
It would probably mess up the timing.
It probably could.
It would freeze the water too. And just make it harder. I keep ending my sentences with some laugh. I need to stop doing that. I just did it again.
Shoutouts to the Buzzards and Sheriff Man stage.
Yeah, they're here. Sheriff Man was not in that. Nor was the lobsters from Boil Man. But if you paid attention to the time link stream, you would know where the ghosts are from.
Yep.
I think the fact that the game doesn't explode when you enter the boss door too early is a blessing, because that seems like something that would make the game explode. And it does make episode 0 explode.
Alright, I'm very low on Hornet Chaser ammo. This is not good. Actually,
I might be low as well, but I'm not sure.
I'm not even sure what the backup weakness for this is. I considered using the M
Neither
tank,
do
but I really
I.
like having it for Wally. Actually, never mind.
Oh, I am massively low. Wow.
Never mind, never mind. So usually you save that M tank for halfway through Wally 2, but I couldn't risk this guy hiding under the screen for extended amounts of time. So
this is Mecha Bubble Man.
Yeah. You can Mecha Bubble Man does not have his hitbox disabled when he's below the screen. So you can still hit him with Hornet Chaser. Yeah, random boss on a Riot Chaser is an aesthetic that I made up. People call it a staple, and I used to call it a staple, but I've only done it twice. In Square Root and with Mecha Bubble Man.
And now for one of the hardest Wily stages.
yeah,
One
this
of.
one's stupid because it has lots of shielded and tanky enemies in extremely awkward positions, and it disables most of your utility weapons.
The only utility you get is fire.
Entrants have the option to disable certain weapons in other stages. I don't think in any stages in the route it matters until this stage.
You also heard
it
this
definitely
exact.
matters here.
You heard this exact song in the marathon earlier because this is Dustman from BCAS. Jupi loves
yeah.
ROM hacks.
Yeah, Jupi be like, I like Insalmo.
This song's amazing.
It is really good.
Look, I
but the
have,
stage
to, I have to
itself.
get in Jupi mockery on stream because everybody knows that my favorite pastime is making fun of Jupi.
The stage itself can be a nightmare. This is where I usually M-tank because there's one right here, but I'm just gonna pick it up and see how well I can survive otherwise. Because, actually I already got 2 extra life drops, which is extremely nice, but the stage is still very difficult.
I also want to mention the area where I used Flash Stopper on the door where I had to get the key. If you die sometime after that, you have to you start out in that room, but you lose a cycle right away because the blocks are already doing everything.
Boy, we'll
Alright.
get to that.
I'm very low on blade ammo and I need some for something coming up very shortly.
I also
So
really
I'm gonna
like
have to
how
save it.
people talked about like, oh, I thought that you made fun of X person instead, and I like that multiple people have multiple different answers.
Alright, so that was the stage's boss, except kind of not. Like in
Yeah, okay.
Upsilon 6, we are right next to the boss room in that location, and its hitbox does go over into this screen a little, so using
Yeah,
triple blade...
it's placed on the top right of the room, so you will just barely hit it. The thing to explain with that is that originally you could do that with anything, and someone just accidentally found you could do that because they shot a buster shot to the left. And I fixed it, but speedrunners really wanted it in, so I made a compromise and just made it require triple blade.
Yep, I think that's a good compromise.
Oh, I didn't die in Jupi stage.
So now we're onto a little bit of a breather. This stage is fairly easy. Not much to say about this one. Again, I think Super Arrow is disabled, but you can still get
Yes, it
around
is.
here pretty well. There's one infuriating enemy on the ledge that I don't know how to get past well, but that's it.
Is it the one where you could just use Slash Claw, probably?
Not really. It's the one in front of the switch, where you go to the left side of the room and then back. It's right before
that
the
one.
warp-up.
Yeah, it's a little...
Yeah, this level's name is Lever Oriental Enchanted, which is a joke making fun of a specific Sobex episode, and it was put in as the room caption title, and I just made it the level name because the reason why 2, 3, and 4 have weird names is because Ace wanted to make a website page for the Wily Castle stages, and so I just made up names on the spot for the ones that didn't have stages already. Which 5 did because it's literally called Unobtainium Mine in the files.
Huh.
So it had a name already.
Okay.
I
Alright,
wasn't
so
planning on giving... I don't really care for giving the Wily stages a name. That's why they don't have one, some of them don't have any in 1R.
The time you're gonna get on this boss is heavily
Which
luck
one?
based. You really want them to stay in one place and not too high. There's one attack in particular that's really unfortunate if you get it, and that's this one. Lovely.
Yep.
Marathon curse. Shout out to the Mantisaurus from Hollow Knight, by the way.
The intended weakness for these guys is grab bust as far as I know, but they have no invincibility frames. So with good mashing, Triple Blade actually works better.
Yeah,
And
because
now
Triple
we
Blade is
venture
like-
into the Hell Zone.
Oh well, yeah. So this is the most infamous stage in this game, and
Oh,
you are not allowed to post that stupid copy pasta. I have disowned it. Do not post
Yeah,
it. Or I
please
will
don't.
Be pissed.
Just don't, okay? But this stage,
okay.
all jokes aside, is very difficult. My personal best, which is less than a minute behind Taprus, dies 3 times in this stage. That should give you a good idea of
So
how
impossible.
stupid it is.
Okay. that was
Especially because
decent
there's
pattern.
one difficult skip I'm gonna be doing.
I'm gonna try each one once, and after that, I'm just gonna say nope.
It's
I mean,
really
Riley
cool
takes
if you
them
do
on.
get it, but it's extremely difficult. And there's
Oh,
an
the skip
even
is
more
so cool.
difficult version of it that I don't do.
Skip
Yeah,
is
I'm gonna
really
try
good.
both of them. Well, I mean, that's all I'm gonna say.
Alright, here it comes. Very shortly. Wish me luck, I guess.
The electric
Rock.
barriers are not always there. They were previously
Originally
instant
what?
death spikes. And so many people complained about this level being too hard that we actually had to nerf it.
Just ate my jump, great. I'm gonna try for this once more, and if I don't get it, I'm gonna do it the normal way, because I got stuck here for very long times before. I would like to
I had
show
it
it
written-
off, but it's very difficult.
I had it written down somewhere about like the total time it takes each one.
Nice!
I think it takes. Oh, did you get it? Second
I got
try?
it second try.
And that's the
That saves, like-
second version.
I think that
the
saves a bit over
slightly
10
safer
seconds.
version.
Oh,
All right, here
Sorry.
we go.
That looks so cool.
Oh, didn't
It,
get that.
it actually doesn't even save that much time.
No,
yeah, it's
it
like
doesn't.
10-15 seconds, but...
So that one I
think
had
it's
to
worth going
back
for.
boost, or I had to like tap left once I go through that hole, and then tap left so that it boosts me into the opening.
Yeah, these are both very recent discoveries.
Oh! Oh, I was so
doesn't
close to
sound good.
getting it. I
One of those
blocked
skips.
spikes.
It's one of those skips that like you know you can do it, but it's really hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
The
Link
gaps
showed it
in the
off, so I'm
spikes are
happy with
divided.
that.
Right, so for this Gravity Man fight here, it's important I end the fight on the ceiling, because the path that takes me to is significantly shorter than, and easier than the other path.
Yeah, one really cool thing about this stage is that depending on when you kill Gravity Man, you'll get taken to a different path.
Shoutouts to I Wanna Kill the Camellia too, by the way. Which I have reached the boss rush in, but not defeated anyone.
Yeah.
Be like me and have no idea what you're talking about besides knowing the name.
I know.
I
what
even
Camellia
referenced
2
it in
is.
Mega Man Maker.
I know that that's a series of Fangames, and that's basically it.
I know of
That's
Camellia
about all
2,
you need to
that's the one I would play. Ooh, that was...
Alright, so here it turns out we can actually just walk on this water and ignore the boat and use arrow, which, if you do it right, is quite a bit faster. Because else it would be an auto-scroller again, which is
You
boring.
also have infinite ammo.
This is
That's
also
the
pretty
beginning of the
recent.
stage, in
That's
case you
the
haven't noticed.
best part. The most important part.
The reason why the water is solid is because the wave bike in this game is actually atrociously programmed. It's disgusting. So sometimes it will just clip through the ground and just kill you. So I just put solid blocks there so that you won't die.
Alright, auto bounce
and-
changes what he's weak to after every hit. You really don't want to see this particular form and the Grab Buster form. This one because it's extremely awkward to hit, and Grab Buster because it can heal him. The other ones are fine.
You have me to blame for this boss because the original submitted version of this level literally just had the orb floating around doing nothing. I was the one who added the attacks.
Shoutouts to Tellies that can go right through Jewel Satellite.
And Ace made the graphics.
Whoops.
Alright, that was actually still a better than average Wily 4. This stage can ruin your run, and it's very late.
That was a really good auto bounce. That fight can go way worse.
Yeah.
Just in general.
Alright, so now we're on to the crowd pleaser, Wily 5. This is easily the most well-received Wily stage.
Yeah, this is the crowd favorite.
I like Wily 5.
Reasons that'll be fairly obvious. And you got any Gunstar Heroes fans in the chat?
Well, only took 2 deaths here. Well, assuming I don't die to auto bounce here.
You have E-tanks, or at least you should. There's supposed to be a lengthy auto-scroller right there using that board, but we can just kind of go into the next screen and skip it.
Yep.
Oh,
Gotta love.
there's
gotta love
Grabbuster.
this game.
Dang it! I really hate that it just... Wait, he just used it again.
Okay, you say Ace is mastery of Game Maker, but Seven Force is actually the first thing that Ace did in Game Maker. And I mean, yeah, it looks impressive, but you want to see the programming? No, you don't.
Oh boy.
I'm gonna get hit.
Alright, so the stage is relatively on the short side, but the boss takes the stage to more than 3 minutes. If you haven't seen this yet, you are in for a treat.
Darkness, it actually depends on what phase it is. Like some of them, the third boss, that's all individual sprites, but some of the others use like parts.
We've tried to find quick kills for this boss, and sometimes they work, but sometimes they also soft lock you, which is why generally you just fight all of these phases normally.
Yeah, Solar Force is the one with it's all like it's like 60 frames.
That wasn't supposed to happen. There we go.
Well, I mean, it's a mess. The Seven Forces code because there's just a lot going on.
Oh,
this game's entire source is a train wreck.
Sakugarn Force. God, why?
Here, 3 bosses in a row are weak to wire, which is awkward to use to begin with, but on these 3 it actually is pretty decent.
Didn't you like randomly get a Lobster Force quick kill once?
I think that was someone else, but I did get a Falcon Force quick kill once.
Yeah, I was gonna say, but that can also soft lock, right?
Yeah, that's why I didn't go for it.
I've never tried it. I won't here.
Oh, poor Taprus here found out that sometimes, somehow, moving after Sakugane Force's death can just kill you because something awkward happens during that transition when it like fades to white and fades back in.
Yeah, I just saw it because you get put off Sakugarn, so you clip downwards. I literally just saw it on your footage that yeah, he clips slightly downwards.
Alright, so
it's so impressive.
We've done 6 Wily stages. There's 1 more to go, but we still have half of this Wily star to go. This stage is massive.
Yeah, if you like climactic finales, then Magnum 2 has some good ones.
Yeah, would you like to explain to us what's going on in the story right now?
So imagine just this plot device. It's called the Reality Core. I can basically do whatever I want. It's convenient for writing. So Wily just breaks reality and everything. It's just everything. Do you like Rockman 4 Minus Infinity? Because this is a reference to Wily 3. Rockman 4 Minus Infinity. Except way longer.
Yep. So strap in and hope that I don't die too much, I guess.
Also, La Mulana music, if you like La Mulana music.
Oh yeah, it's my jam.
That was not my decision. That was Shinryu that suggested that. Originally, there are 2 other tracks that I wanted to use for Wily 6 that I think would have probably given people nightmares if I used them.
Oh no.
The Void theme from Isaac Afterbirth Plus, and there was this remix of Gladion's theme that I wanted to use for Wily's theme, Wily 6, that also was replaced with Giant's Cry.
Okay,
If I could do it again, what would I have done differently? Not. This stage is really complicated because there are parts of this game that will really not receive very well, like Wily 4. But Wily 6 is love it or hate it. There are people that have said this is like their favorite part of the whole game, and there's other people that said that they absolutely hated every second of it. So, I don't know what to say.
I'm alright.
This is not just because of how one of the biggest flaws of this game is that you can enter the Wily stages early, which means you can see the Wily stages referencing entries that you haven't actually played. So, especially that's really important in this stage. You will see. So unfortunately, this thing is not going to be continued in Primal 3, like this kind of stage, just because like it's very fundamentally flawed, and I think people would probably hate us if we did this again.
The collaboration idea.
Going...
Well, like final stages always have to be multi-person, but like a literal maze stage of this length.
We're gonna be going
Shout
through
outs to that hole right there where there should be a spike, but
that
maybe
hole.
not.
We're gonna be going through.
That was a tragedy. Because I actually, in one run, I got the flash stopper, but then I screwed up the little skip, and NK kind of dinged off of Rush Jet, and I fell into that hole, which I didn't even know was there.
You can get NK can reflect Rush Jet. What?
Yes.
It pinged off something.
Yes.
Unless it was a bust. Oh, it might have been a buster shot. Maybe that's what happened.
I'm so confused. Anyways, here's Hollow Dragon. Why is he here? I don't know.
Shout outs to the Rush Jet 1 version of this theme.
Right, so as soon as you arrive in like the main hub area, I think you're gonna see which one it is. Branching off of that, we need to find 5 separate spots that seem to cause interference or something, and then we can warp back to the original stage. And each of these 5 subsections remix like 2 tiers of entries.
Yeah, Spin, that's the point. It mixes up the simulations too. That's why there's entries in the maze, Spin. Hollow Dragon was just sort of added. One of the team members, Stove Guy, just added Hollow Dragon. I was like, okay.
Stove Guy. The wizard.
Stove Guy's a legend.
It should also be noted that in Reality Core, we're going to be taking slightly different paths.
Yeah, I do counterclockwise, starting with bottom left, with one exception. I don't know what Taprus does here.
I do the hardest by far first, because this is where the second pause buffer zip happens, and it's something.
Yeah, that one's much more difficult than the other one, I would say, because you can still mess up afterwards, after all is said and done.
Yes. I'll talk about that once I get there, which will be a few minutes.
The routing in the stage actually matters, because if you beat like one of the paths, like once Time Link beats the 2, 7, and 8 segment, part of the path will be locked off and you have to go another direction to get to the other section on the bottom of the stage.
Yeah,
so the routing actually doesn't matter. Except you can also just jump over one of the barriers, so it doesn't actually...
Yeah, the bottom one. It's only for the top one that you really want to do top left before top right, because the way to get around to top right, if that's blocked off, is significantly faster and easier than the other one. I haven't even done the other one in ages. Oh, by the way, you might recognize all these graphics here.
Yeah, this is Spiky Situation level. It is not in the route, but it is a I Want to Be the Guy game level.
Donation incentive for the avoidance, if you want to see it.
Yeah, we did
it. We did that last
year. You guys did it on 2018.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Yeah, they showed Spiky Marathon. Spiky Marathon. Oh my god, I cannot speak. Spiky Situation at the end of the run last year.
A lot of us are having trouble speaking right now. Definitely me. But
I mean, you're not the one who just called a level the wrong name. It's Spiky Situation. I called the name that I was trying to say the wrong name as well. Spiky Meltdown is the Megamall 1 level.
Yeah, that's right.
Spiky situation.
All right, so I'm in tier 1/2, which is Ace Sparks area. This right here, there's a sandstorm with a bunch of sheep blocks, but there's a zip we can set up. First, we need to get rid of this wall, wait for the sandstorm, taking this a lot slower. Set up a zip, and then do a pause buffer, which will hopefully... okay, there we go. And you wheel cutter downwards, and it'll send you... I think it saves a minute or two. I don't remember how long it saves. And you'll be in Cardinal Man's area. However, I need to make sure I don't die, because I haven't hit a checkpoint yet. So after this screen right here, which is... Oh, that was probably risky. We're good. And
Alright, nice. Oh,
this
are you
area
done yet?
is Quint. Yeah, I got it. It was really
Okay.
slow.
Doesn't matter.
Oh,
All that matters is that you didn't die.
Here's Conveyor Mayhem, a level that was on my route. You get to see a sampling of most of the entries. Some of them just don't show up in this.
Yeah, this
level.
this is the section that remixes tiers 7 and 8. Taprus is in the one that remixes tiers 1 and 2.
Yes.
Yeah, but the difference is that you saw basically every level in tier 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Well, you skip a lot of the ones that you would normally see.
Yeah, you don't see Airful Hubble, which is the one you're on
Nope.
right now.
You don't see
what
Quinn.
else?
You get to see Yggdrasil, though.
You
Yeah.
don't skip Yggdrasil, but it's the last screen. What else do you skip? You don't do, Quint.
Yeah. Or we did see Quint, I think.
Well,
No, we don't.
Quirky,
yeah.
incomprehensible garbage. That level is not on the route because it disables all your weapons for no reason. So it's
Except
really
Slash
slow.
Claw.
Yeah, it doesn't work for Slash Claw because
No.
the creator didn't spell Slash Claw correctly, so it didn't disable it.
Wow.
Yep.
That's literally why Slash Claw is enabled in that level.
Short bit of trivia, that Yahichi spawner in the main hub, originally there was a health spawner on the left side and the weapon energy spawner on the right side, meaning you would have to wait ages for all of your bars to refill after one section, but then I think I complained about this and it was changed to Yahichis, which are instant refills for everything, so that's much
Yeah.
nicer.
I'm locked in an eternal battle of wanting to fix bugs but having to appease the speedrunners because my biggest pet peeve is speedrunners not playing on the newest version of the game.
Ah.
Okay, so I'm in the other one of the two sections that we do big skips in. This is the tier 9 and 10 remix section, which we didn't see
I'm
much
there
of.
too.
And
Actually,
there are
it is enums, Shadow Dice Away, for the weapons, for disabling weapons. It does use an enum. The problem is that the creator still didn't spell the enum correctly.
there are
I don't
two
even know why
zips
it
here in pretty short succession that I need to nail, because else I'm in for a bad time.
Yeah, whatever you do, do not get hit into those blocks because that's a good way to lose 5 minutes or so. Because some of
Yeah.
the areas are brutal to set up. I'm gonna get rid of you.
Oh, and you also have to go through the Identity Crisis part of the level. I mean, you're in the Identity Crisis part, but you
Yep.
don't have to do the gimmick. Because the gimmick of Identity Crisis is that you're locked into a specific weapon with like the corresponding costume. Like you play as Hornet Man, you play as Jewel
Nitro
Man,
Man.
Nitro Man, or Bright Man.
Yeah.
And none of those are Super Arrow, so
Alright.
you don't get to see the first place entry in the speedrun of the contest game.
Oh, it's not
Yeah.
true. You do get to see the first place entry. You get to see the hallway. Oh, darn it. But yeah, that right there were the hardest areas, at least in my opinion, to go through, so I got those out of the way. Although this one is kind of a tough one too. I'm heading to Beads area, which is tier 7 and 8.
Yes.
The path here is a little tougher. Because, well, this area, it's kind of really slow because you have a bunch of either shielded enemies or just awkward areas with a pit right below you.
On my side,
Yeah,
you're now
this
seeing
game-
the one time
ahead.
we use air sliding in the run because an entry in tier 5 had that, which is interesting because it's again, we had that burst chaser air slider run before. Now we have air sliding in this game, even though just for this area.
There's also a level with a burst chaser gimmick that you don't see.
Oh yeah, right. Almost forgot about
Shout
Yes,
out
this
to-
game is Game Maker Studio 1.
that. This is by far the shortest remix area, and it more than like the other remix areas sort of separated each entry and gave it new rooms, where this one just mashes them together, and I like that concept more, honestly, especially because it's so short.
I would kind of say so too.
I pretty much have no preference. This one's also the shortest because with carry you can just skip the whole thing.
Oh yeah,
Just snip out of bounds immediately.
you can do that for a lot of these actually, just skip the boss altogether.
Someone in chat saying that this is the never-ending level. Well, wait till you see. Wait till you play this casually.
Yeah.
A casual run of this level is like an hour long.
Yeah.
If you don't know what you're doing, this is so long. There weren't rules.
Oh, darn it. I lost my jump.
I didn't explain it very well either. I don't think anyone knew what they were doing in Null and Void either.
But where they
Which
did
is-
they know it in
which is-
episode 0 at least?
Yeah.
Good. Alright, so
Null and Void is the true final level. If you get all the elements.
I'm coming up on the same pause buffer zip that Taprus did earlier. Let's see if I can nail it. I have to wait for the sandstorm to go away because it interrupts your zip.
Mox, that's not true. You
Alright.
just died a lot.
Oh, please let me
Just
get
need
this
to
zip.
not die.
I don't think I got it. Nope.
Wow, that looks so wacky. You're just flying halfway across the screen.
Yeah.
I was hoping to get the arrow zip there in that bouncy castle part.
Oh! I basically touched that. Holy moly.
Oh, I just saw
Oh!
Did you did you survive?
I survived, but very barely.
Oh man.
Yeah, it's because you were
Oh.
high. It's you were high enough to be above this one.
So yeah, failing that would have lost me like over a minute, probably? Or at least one. It would have put me all the way back at the start of the section.
Yeah, that's how punishing
okay.
that area is.
Well then.
Shoutouts to Smed's level. I'm sad I don't get to do this stage.
Alright.
Close to the end.
Yep.
I never talked about the Chimera boss because you killed them so quickly. They're just bad edits to the entry bosses. I really don't. I'm not happy with how they turned out. I kind of
Yeah.
rushed them. I only made 3 out of the 5, and the 2 ones.
This one's a fusion of
yeah.
Bond and Joe Man, for instance. Bond we saw,
Wait.
Joe Man we didn't. Which is good.
Miya's Joe-Man's terrible. I don't know what Death Fruit is, but the Mega Man fan games, I don't think there's a centralized place. Like there's some forums. There's Sprite Sync.
You did have-
Manual was hosted on.
You did have that Mega Man fan creation catalog, right? I
Yeah, but that's a Google Doc. That's a Google Doc for a bunch of fan games that you can play. There's no like centralized community.
I guess, yeah, but most major fan games have like their own server and whatnot.
Yeah.
Like I think the recent Rock and Roll has one. Probably Fort Voyage or something too.
I don't think Fort Voyage. Voyage.
I don't know.
You made me pronounce it wrong. A Voyage. I don't think Fort Voyage had one. Also, no, Magma 3 is not even close to being done. It's huge and has had a lot of things happen to it. That it's almost comical how many things have gone wrong with Magmo 3.
Alright, this
Yeah, I
is...
figured that Delphi was like gonna be some centralized place. Yeah, the Mega Man Fangames don't really have any centralized website. Which is,
This is what I think the worst section in this level is, and I already messed up pretty much big time, but...
Which section is that?
Jupy.
This... I'm heading there right now.
I just hate all this level design. It's so bad. There are two screens in particular that there was just no good way to get past. Because this is the stage I talked about earlier, or the section, where the bad version of the Dive Man mines are used again. And it's just lots of shielded enemies, and in the next screen you'll see one really awkward on a ledge, so I opt to do a completely different strat that doesn't involve killing it. It's... honestly, I really don't like this. Sorry, Jupy.
wow.
And
I
then
can't believe that you would insult Jupy, my best friend that I never insult.
And then you get to fight the Chimera boss, which...
Is a complete mess.
Of the Chimera bosses, oh boy.
These two screens, I hate them.
It sucks so much. Also, yeah, another reason my Magmo 3 is not done is because there are side contests in other games that we're working on. Episode 0 just came out, and I threatened earlier that it will be in Fangame Marathon 2021, and I will threaten again. Because it will.
You can take care of that yourself.
Otherwise, get ready to deal with the curse.
Alright.
And also, there's a 24-hour contest. What curse? That's for you to find out.
There's a skip in the screen where, like there's one particular corner where if you get at zip height and zip to the right, you can skip the boss of this section, but there's no consistent way to set it up, so... Like, not even remotely, not 4-tile, it's probably something even bigger.
So much for Deathless Reality Core.
Oh no, what happened?
I forgot about the dampening transition.
Oh, rip. Also, bored, maybe.
I believe
if anyone's wondering what final mixes, I want to do like a final update, like definitive edition of Magmo 2, because this game has problems, and I want to fix them, but rebrand it as something new so that the speedrunners can still have their version that they can make the game explode. But I can actually fix all of the horrible bugs in this game.
Alright, so that was the main part of Wily 6. What's left now are 3 bosses, and then the game will be over, but these 3 aren't particularly short, and the next one is capable of doing far too much damage. I believe its intended damage output is 6, but it can double hit you very easily.
Oh yeah, there's a double hit glitch. That's not supposed to happen. Look, it's
so,
not my fault.
there's a good chance I'll consume 1 or 2 E-tanks here. Which you have plenty of by this point still.
I'm sure that they'll still be zips, they'll just be harder.
And the awkward weakness for this boss that is most of the time out of reach is Super Arrow. And Hornet Chaser does no damage, which is lovely.
Just use wire.
For 1 damage each. I mean, sometimes that is actually the best option, but... it's really unwieldy.
When I kill this boss, I just wire it when it goes upwards.
Yeah, this is not
also,
going
yeah,
well.
Dr. Wily in the cutscene is counts as an enemy, and with glitches you can kill him. But if you do that in any % run, it crashes the game, so you can't do that.
I legit didn't even know that.
Alright, so the second phase involves the gimmick of the winning entry, Identity Crisis, locking you to 1 weapon and making you take on the form of that robot master. It's only visually different, but it is pretty interesting.
Oh, why'd I do that? That was terrible.
Yes, the machine says bad boys. It's called Wily Machine Sword. It's supposed to have a sword, but it looks more like a scythe.
It looks like a windshield wiper is what it looks like.
This heart
Another
going
valid
up and
descriptor.
oh dang it! This heart going up and down. You can get 2 hits, like whenever it goes down towards you and then up away from you. So you can kill it in 2 cycles, but I just missed that. Because each phase here has 7 HP, except for the 4th one, which is kind of arbitrary, since you play as Brightman and can't really do anything. You just have to wait it out, basically.
That big purple orb is supposed to be like a shield, preventing him from like getting affected by Flash Stalker. But it's not super clear what's going on, and sometimes you could just make him do that and glitch him out.
It's awkward to say the least. But that's
Look, man,
it,
you try
and,
making a Flash Stopper boss fight.
only 2 bosses are left at this point. The next one's gonna be very easy,
really
the one
special.
afterwards is gonna take a bunch of time. Because it's a climactic finale.
And that's it for the maze. 2 really silly deaths.
GG.
So, any fans of a really good fan game in here? Because you're about to see something good.
Him. So this is Mega Man's Sprite game. His weakness is Triple Blade and he goes down fairly quickly.
Wow, I've never done that before. I died because I was too busy messing with something.
Okay.
Well-
Dang it.
Yeah, this is Mega Man from Mega Man Sprite comic and game.
Yeah. Wily
Those
wanted
attacks
to
are
summon
pretty special.
an evil Mega Man from another dimension to help him or something, but it didn't go
Yeah.
as he intended.
Some people, not as many people have realized what I was going for, as I thought, but some people still realize that the dialogue is trying to trick you into thinking he's gonna summon Mega Man EXE, but he doesn't.
So, I said earlier that there were 2 songs with copyright issues in this game. The second one is the very final boss theme, and I replaced that with something that I personally like much more, but,
Yeah, it's
I'll
first
let
phase
you
of
be the
Star
judge.
Dream. It's the first phase of Star Dream from Furry Planet Robobot.
Yeah, the original, that is.
Also, yeah, not Star Force Battle Network, like the original Mega Man.
Alright.
Shoot.
Although Geofight would be pretty epic. Because, as we all know, Mega Man in Star Force is the objective best Mega Man design. Because, I mean, he has a cool visor. Like, come on. The world record is 2 minutes 12 seconds.
Yeah, 2:12:06. I don't actually know what the time is at right now. This boss takes like 2 to 3 minutes. Time ends as soon as Wily's HP reaches 0 after the red health bar.
Yeah, kind of.
Ooh, just barely hit him.
Time like in the release.
Okay, I got the 2 cycle at least.
So this is the final boss. It's an escape pod.
Oh, that?
Shoutouts to the alternative Wily Core design that didn't get used, where you have the reality core on a fishing pole.
Uh-oh. No, stay away from me. Wow. He was homing in really good for some reason.
Alright, last health bar.
Oh,
It should die like in the middle of the flame attack.
I think you're getting world record here.
Am I? I don't know what the time is, but it's
Well, don't
coming
tell him.
up
Don't tell him.
right now. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
You
that's a
got world record.
2:11.
Wow,
Yeah,
really?
that
Hold
was
on.
2:11.
Let me see
You got a
this.
world record.
I need to turn on
Because
the
I have my
stream.
timer going, so it's like, yeah, you definitely have it.
Oh, it's giving me an ad. Great, thanks. I don't want to watch Sonic the Hedgehog on Blu-ray. Thanks. All right.
don't?
And that is actually the second marathon world record at Fangame Marathon I've done,
Yeah!
because last year was also a world record, except I beat that one pretty quickly after, but wow. Hot damn.
This is the opposite of the marathon curse.
Alright. Now Taprus just needs to finish pridefully. You can do it.
Yep.
Yeah, well, the other Mega Man's gone.
Alright.
Oh, wait, he's not Mega.
So like 2 minutes left before he finishes, probably. But yeah, the record, I very briefly had it on Tuesday with a 2:12:45. Then Taprus took it from me again just yesterday. And well, I suppose now I have it back. I believe that was only 2 deaths in the entire run. Forceman and Wily 4. I got very close to dying on Wily 6, but wow.
Yeah, I think mine had quite a few deaths. I mean, I only died twice in Gary's stage, but that's only because I attempted each skip once.
Tempting the gods and instantly punished for your universe.
Yeah, I'm okay. I still saved time there. But one thing, I don't know if Link mentioned it, but when you fight Wily's garage, or whatever you want to call it, make sure you switch to your default weapon, because you're using the Metal Blade on Sprite Mega Man, and if you forget, you're probably going to see the cubes attack.
Yeah, we kill Wily so fast that we don't see a couple of his attacks with clever layering on the shots, but the cubes attack in particular is deadly, and that comes right after.
The Wikipedia source is for the image used for milk. That's why Wikipedia is credited. Because I just took the image for milk there. Yeah, the Wily Cube attack is also one I'm sad that you don't get to see, because that's like one of the only attacks that this boss has that isn't reused or something.
Whoops.
This boss has always bothered me after I finished it, because I just reuse a lot of stuff for this boss. Like, it bothers me so much. It could have been a lot better.
Oh man, I just realized this record has Gordon Freeman in it, and me wasting like 10 seconds for the meme. That's...
Oh my god.
Oh boy.
Oh yeah, that's right, you did do the meme. I guess.
Meme percent world record.
Finally.
Wow.
Run valid.
Well, all for the people. All for
All
the
you have to do now
entertainment.
is just make it so everyone has to do that to validate their run. And you're in good shape.
Okay, get ready on time.
The timer
And
already
done.
reset. Yeah.
Okay.
Yay!
2:14:25.
This is a pretty close race.
Wow,
It's
good
got
job.
2:15. Okay, I'm okay with that.
That's still way underestimate, obviously.
Yeah. I mean, I had some really stupid deaths in Reality Core, but that's okay. I mean, I only died twice, probably.
Happens.
You guys killed like 2 birds with 1 stone there. That was like a sick race, and you guys put us back on the schedule, so great job.
Nice.
Cool.
Truly, that makes me really happy, so thank you very
Nice.
much. Yeah,
Fine,
is there
who
anything
saves
you
the
guys
marathon?
would like to say, or anything, any shout-outs, any sort of thing you didn't mention in the run before we start a transition?
I know Link has something that he wants to plug in. Don't you,
What?
Link?
Sure, go for it.
What? Wait, what are you talking about?
You do this in your runs. You forgot?
No.
Well, it's already released.
Oh, episode 0? Didn't we do that
Yeah.
earlier?
Oh yeah. Well,
But yeah,
I
play
plugged
play
it
Mag
into
Mammal
the
episode
time.
0. It's the most recent release in the Mag Mammal series. It's an intercal that happens in between Mag Mammal 1 and 2, and it's got a wildly different gameplay from like classic Mega Man. It's more like X series. If X series and Zero series had a baby, and it's really fun. So it released just 2 weeks ago. I recommend you check it out if you like this game. And yeah.
In fact, I will probably check it out this weekend, since I haven't played it yet.
There's a good chance it'll be in the next marathon if you don't want to check it out yourself, because else Pyro's gonna come to my house and kill me. Help.
Yep.
Oh my
It's
god.
true. I have his address.
Ooh.
Well, Pyro probably already
Okay.
has work for me having not
That's
played
a
yet.
joke. I don't actually have his address yet.
Well,
Alright.
on that note, I think we're gonna switch things over. We're going to start getting ready for the Sunlust race, or I believe it's a co-op showcase, actually, featuring Draconical and Mobile D. Thank you guys very much once again for joining us at Fangame Marathon and doing your Make a Good Mega Man Level 2 run. I'm pretty sure we can all agree it was very entertaining.
Thank you.
Cool. Thank
Yeah,
you.
thanks
No
for letting us
problem,
be
no
here,
problem.
and enjoy the rest of the marathon. There's still a lot to
Cheers.
go.
Yep, there's still, was it See the Moon? I don't think it's today. It's what, tomorrow?
Oh, I'm not too sure. I have to check the schedule. Everything's sort of a blur.
Yeah, it's a blur for me.
Yeah, no, that's fine. That's great. I hope to see you guys in chat and just hanging around and stuff. But yeah, we're going to move
Yep.
on. So thank you guys very much once again.